Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm your host Tony Coleman, and today I'm going to give you my passive earnings rundown for the month of August of 2023. For those just checking in for the first time, basically I start with the lowest earner, work my way up to the highest earner, and then I also try to give you a quick blip on what each of them are and maybe why they are low or high. And then I may also mention anything that I've dropped supporting or that I'm currently looking into. And then it does not include my stock income because I do have dividends and such that I get from stock, and that's pretty passive. But I don't do that just simply because there's way too much to discuss when it comes to stocks, and that'd be a whole different series of videos to cover. And quite frankly, I'm not the smartest when it comes to stock trading and such as it is, and I wouldn't want to lead somebody down the wrong rabbit hole. So to get started, first one was Freeward. Freeward is a GPT website. GPT stands for Get Paid To. Basically, you go to their website and they have different ways to earn, whether it's watching videos or doing surveys, maybe downloading apps, playing video games, that sort of thing. They have several different offer walls. The offer walls are the companies who are basically offering the opportunities to get paid, and the GPT sites are basically bring them all together in one spot so you can easily find them and have them pay you out. So with Freeward, I got paid $7.50. It's been a combination of video watching for points, whether it's through Watch or Loot TV. Some of it's referral earnings, but it wasn't a whole lot. I basically finished out some to get it cashed out. So I like Freeward. It's not my top site. Each different earning opportunity you'll find different GPT sites are better at because they'll have higher rates or whatever. Some of them they offer a high rate to draw you into their site specifically to tease you into doing more offers, and then some of them just have a fair rate across the board. And there's pros and cons to having just one GPT site, and there's pros and cons to having several, but I won't get into all that. So moving from the GPT site Freeward, the second earner would have been EarnApp. EarnApp is a bandwidth sharing, as they call it, application. Basically, it turns your internet connection into a proxy so that other companies or individuals can basically make it look like they're on your network. There's several reasons they want to do that, but since it's making you into a residential proxy, even businesses can come across it and it'll look like it's residential traffic instead of commercial traffic. They have a lot of legit reasons to do that, but then there's also some unscrupulous individuals who take advantage and can also do some bad things. So the reason I mention that is because anything that comes across your internet connection, you are responsible for, and your internet provider may just give you warnings. They may shut off your internet, or someone may actually drop a lawsuit against you to sue you in civil court, or even the FBI might be knocking on your door for doing something illegal, even if you didn't do it. So you really gotta think it through before you use these apps. EarnApp is just one of probably a dozen different ones that I'm aware of. It's one of the better ones in my opinion, but it doesn't earn a whole lot. Most of my earnings just come from what they call a piggy box. It was a device they made using Raspberry Pis that they guaranteed you $10 a month income for as long as you left it connected on a internet connection. I leave it on a mobile data connection because the IP address changes quite often. Therefore, I don't have to worry about my IP quality score going to crap. That's kind of important because if you're going to be doing things in the beer money community, the IP quality score is very important as far as getting like ads, or if your address is considered a proxy or a VPN or several other things. But you'll find that if your IP address gets labeled as like a proxy, a lot of the sites will either blacklist you or they may even ban your accounts. And this isn't just for beer money. I've even had my IP quality score get so bad that my insurance company wouldn't even let me log into my account from their website. So keep it in mind. I have received cease and desist letters from using some of the other bandwidth sharing apps. I don't do it very often, but it does happen, so you need to be cautious on that. But ThurnApp, I made $8.45 in August. Like I said, it was from the piggy box. Usually it's $10 a month, but depending on how the weeks roll and their payments roll, it doesn't always work out to exactly $10. They kind of break it down. So moving on from them would be Telefia. This is one of the apps that I do kind of break the rules with, and I don't recommend people doing it. I really discourage it in these videos. I do have multiple accounts, so I made $9 in August. Normally you can make up to about $5 per month because they pay you out $1 a week plus a bonus dollar for every 30 days. But their app, you kind of have to babysit a little bit. It doesn't always run in the background with all versions of Android. Supposedly they're working on it. They're saying that in the coming weeks they've got a new version coming out that supports the newer versions of Android. We'll see if it helps anything, but in theory you should be able to make $5 a month off of Telefia. I made $9 because I have a couple of accounts. So moving from Telefia, for those who don't know what Telefia is just an application that runs on your phone and it monitors performance of the phone, performance of the internet service, that sort of thing, and then it just kind of tracks it. So if you're worried about privacy, they don't snoop into what you're doing. All they're looking is for performance issues. So off of Telefia, the next one is Chequity. Chequity is another GPT website. I usually earn a few different ways with Chequity. They do have an auto earn feature. I have a video on setting that up. I earn basically a few points a day, which since my account has leveled up enough, it ends up being like a couple bucks a month. I also sometimes transfer video points from like Loot TV to them, and then I get some referrals from them. But basically, I built up enough to cash out for $9.67. So moving on from them, it would be probably Survey Savvy. Now, Survey Savvy, they have a couple different ways to earn. They're a little bit different than some of the other beer money. They only pay you out in checks, physical checks, so you can't really exploit them too much. Each person in the household can basically set up an account and be on there. They don't mind multiple people on the same IP address. They just want you to be a certain age. I don't remember if it's 12 or 14. You'd have to read their term of service to get that. But in the United States, they have an application called Savvy Connect. It's a VPN program that you can install on your phone. You can install a second time on your tablet, and then they have a browser extension that you can install on your PC browser. And each of those is worth $5 a month, and it's pretty passive because it just runs. You don't have to do anything with it, but just make sure it's on. If you are not in the United States, you can also earn through survey taking. They actually have some pretty decent values on their surveys. I don't do the surveys myself, but others may. You can do Survey Savvy in various different countries. I don't have a list of the countries they support, so you'd have to check with them on if yours is supported. But they do mail out physical checks. So that's kind of one way they can make sure that people aren't exploiting them, because there's only so many names that you have in the same household. So you kind of have to have a bank account that supports that name. So but Survey Savvy, I made $10 because my tablet is busted, so I need to find another tablet that's cheap and justifiable, because if I go out and buy a $40 tablet, I mean, right there I'm looking at 8 months of no profit from it and hoping that it doesn't die in 8 months. So I need to find a cheap one that will support the app and last long enough for profit. So moving on from Survey Savvy, probably be Amazon Shopper Panel. Shopping Panel is a receipt application slash a few other things because they've kind of added a few things to it. You basically upload 10 receipts every month. They will give you $10 in Amazon credit. You have to do a full 10 that's accepted. If you don't do it, they don't give you the $10 credit. So if you get 9, you don't get $9. You have to get the full 10. A second feature they have in there is they do have surveys. These surveys are worth taking just because they're worth anywhere from like 25 cents to $1, and they're usually only from like 1 to 4 or 5 questions. They're really quick, really simple, and the payout for them is pretty awesome, and you don't have to qualify. If the survey is there, you pretty much qualify. They want to know what it applies to you. So do them if you see them. There aren't notifications of when there's a survey available, so you need to check the app manually to find those surveys. So that part is less passive, but they do have a third feature for earning. They have what they call a VPN, but it's more like a DNS setting, where they say they're delivering their own ads over anyone else's, but I don't know how well it works. I've never noticed anything, but you can get $2 a month just by having that turned on. Yes, you can use a spare phone, and it does not have to be your primary phone. You don't even have to have any traffic coming and going, and they will still give you that $2 a month for it. So definitely worth looking into. They don't accept everybody. You have to get approved for the receipt earning. The surveys and the VPN option is, from what I've seen, is pretty much immediate, but you still have to go through the process. You just basically download their app. If you don't have an Amazon account already, make one. But if you do have the Amazon account, all you do is just log in with your Amazon account, and they start the process of whether they're going to approve you. You have to kind of just check in randomly. They don't send you a notification say, hey, you're approved now, start uploading. So you just gotta keep checking back. So don't forget that you're doing it. But I ended up getting $15.50 paid out in August. That was from my earnings in July. They always pay like the first week of each month. It's usually the first or second that I get my earnings. Sometimes it's even like the last day of the month, just because of how they just pay out. But it's usually first or second, and so they're basically paying you the following month of when you earned it. So all that was earned in July but paid out in August. Moving from Amazon was Free Cash. Free Cash is another GPT website. It is the one that I used to use for all of my Loot TV cash outs. In August, I finished cashing out some to them and also some of my referrals, and then I probably did a small offer or something, like downloading an app or something. But I ended up getting $20 cashed out in August. Right now, most of my Loot TV points are getting cashed out to Swagbucks because they are paying 160% of the value of them. So no one is paying out more for Loot TV at this time, in my opinion. There is one other site that kind of is, but it's not passive, and the extra payout to me isn't worth that extra effort that you have to put into it. So I won't get into that on this. So moving on from Free Cash brings me to Ibotta. Ibotta is a receipt slash shopping slash cashback application. A lot of people say it's not passive simply because you got to go into the app, you got to select all the offers that you're wanting cash back from, and then you upload receipts. But for me, I select the items basically whenever I'm not doing anything else, like watching TV or using the restroom. Everybody's on their phone using the bathroom these days. I'll just go through the app and start adding all of the different offers, and I just pretty much add everything whenever I'm doing it. So that way, if anything I pick up happens to have an offer, I just get it. Now I do have like my Walmart account is attached to the app, so I don't even have to upload my receipts for Walmart. I do most of my grocery shopping there because it's like a mile away from me, and so it's just simple, and then it automatically just credits me those amounts. So I considered it passive because of how I've got it set up and how I do it. But that earned me $38.52, which was cashed out in August. They have like a minimum cash out, I think, of like $20. So you can do it more often than what I did, but I usually just wait and do it once a month. So next is GG2U. It's another GPT website. I like GG2U quite a bit. The admin is really quick to respond, pays out pretty fast as well. I usually do PayPal, and whenever I cash out with PayPal, it's pretty much within the hour. If not, it's that day. I had a lot of video watching that got credited there. I started doing the MM watch from the MM ad wall. They basically are the same provider of ads and the video player that Loot TV uses. When I first started using it, I was making quite a bit right off the bat, but that quickly switched to negligible amounts daily, and they are not as passive as Loot TV. I've found that I pretty much have to change up my selection of videos and categories at least once a day, if not multiple, and I have to essentially restart the videos at least once a day. Even if they're still playing, they just suddenly stop crediting unless I actively interact somehow. So I ended up my first month of using them, I pulled $47.23. There was a little bit of referral earnings in there, but they purged a lot of referrals recently, and so now I don't have near as many referrals as I used to. But there was about a week there where I was making pretty good money each day. So give it a look, try them out. Their site does look like it's stuck in the mid 90s, but it's quick. It's not overburdened with graphics or anything to draw your eye, so it's pretty simple to navigate and get around, and that's got a lot of power to it. So moving on from GG2U is Cash Magnet. Cash Magnet is an application that pretty much takes over your entire phone or tablet. I normally don't recommend Cash Magnet because it doesn't earn very well. Their earnings continue to dwindle. I'm lucky if I can hit 20 cents a day on some decent phones. Most days it's like 15 cents or less right now. I don't know how much that is just the ad companies and how much is just them not being able to continuously trick the companies to pay out well or what, but the earnings are terrible with Cash Magnet right now. But you are allowed to have 4 devices per IP address. That's very handy if you have multiple devices just laying around, but kind of stinks if you have a lot of devices and not a bunch of IP addresses. I have a few different IP addresses to use, so I can use more than 4 phones, but it's one of those things where it's almost not worth running it at all because I can make more money elsewhere daily with each phone. But since I did not cash out for July, I basically had 2 months worth of earnings in there. So it was $59.22 that got paid out in August. Cash Magnet usually pays out the first week of every month. A lot of times it's usually there by the 5th, but if you divide that by 2, because it was basically 2 months with earnings, it's pretty consistent with what I usually earn, somewhere around $25-30 a month. So I usually have about 8 to 10 phones running Cash Magnet to earn that. So as you can see, it's not the best of earners, and also I have to check on the phones a few times a week, or else there's a good chance that they're just not earning. Either the app crashed, or the phone locked up, or it's just sitting there looking like it's running, but it's not earning anything and it needs restarted. So I did not cash out any SimCash earnings for August. August was a very poor earning month here in the United States, so I may have made like $3 the whole month. It was so bad. So I did not cash that out at all, so that was a big no earner for me. It is earning better this month already, but time will tell if the upturn is worth it or not. But they did just release a new update to their app, so I'm hoping that addresses some issues, but I'm still only running like 2 or 3 phones on them, which is a far cry from the Prime when I was running like 50 phones. So that's pretty much everything on there. I do not have any coin earnings this month because, as I stated last month, they have banned me. I'm thinking about putting up a video chronicling all the details of the whole process there. They did threaten to take legal action against me for, right off the bat, for no more than me just asking them why they banned the account. I followed their terms of service. I took their suggestions when running it, and they still banned me anyway. So goes to show, even if you play by the rules, the companies can be as shady as they want, and you just kind of have to take it. So I don't have any other apps I'm testing right now. There's nothing that really stands out to me. I tried the Boost One app to see how well it earns, but if you're lucky, you might earn enough to get one of their cheapo plans, but not a plan that's deserving of discussion for like beer money stuff. So I'll keep looking. If I find anything else, I'll report back, but that's basically all I got on that. If you have anything you would like me to check out or test, feel free to drop it in the comments section down below. Make sure that you are subscribing to my channel and liking the videos, and if you wouldn't mind, hit the bell button so that you get notifications when I drop new content, but most importantly, share my content with others. So until next time, that's all I got for you. Have a good one.